If you're trying to figure out the difference between independent living, assisted living, and memory care, you're not alone. Most families don't start researching this until something forces them to. A fall, a hospital stay, a scary phone call. And suddenly, you're trying to make decisions about care levels, safety, cost, and what to do with the house all at the same time. Today, I'm going to break this down clearly. Who each option is actually right for, rough cost differences, the biggest misconception I see, and the hard conversation when staying home no longer makes sense. By the end of this video, you know which direction makes sense for your situation and which mistakes to avoid. Not from theory, from experience. So let's get into it. Independent living. Who is this really for? Independent living is exactly what it sounds like. It's housing designed for seniors who are still fully independent. They drive, manage their own medications, handle personal hygiene, cook if they want, make their own decisions. This is not medical care. It's more of a lifestyle choice. Think of it as a senior-focused apartment community. What's included? Maintenance-free living, meals, usually optional or included, social activities, transportation services, housekeeping in some cases. What it is not: no medication management, no help bathing, no assisted getting dressed, and no memory supervision. If someone needs daily physical assistance, independent living is not enough. Now, who is this right for? Independent living is right for someone who is lonely at home, doesn't want to maintain a house anymore, is tired of stairs or yard work, wants built-in social activity, is proactive, not in crisis. The people who thrive here move before the have to. That's important because once mobility declines or cognition slips, this option often disappears. Independent living is typically the lowest cost of the three. It varies by region, but generally less than assisted living, significantly less than memory care. Think rent plus lifestyle amenities. It's not medical care pricing. Common misconception number one: people think independent living means they're not capable anymore, and that's wrong. The strongest, most social active seniors often choose independent living early because they want community. Waiting too long can eliminate this option. Assisted living is where things change. Assisted living is a middle ground. This is for seniors who are mostly independent but need help with activities of daily living. And what does that mean? Things like bathing, dressing, medication management, meals, light mobility assistance. They still have private apartments in most facilities, and they still have independence, but help is available 24/7. This is usually triggered by falls, medication confusion, early cognitive decline, physical weakness, caregiver burnout at home. Let me say that one last time. Caregiver burnout. I've been there. A lot of moves to assisted living aren't because mom or dad can't function at all. It's because the spouse or adult child is exhausted. And that's real, and that was me. Who assisted living right for? Someone who can't manage medications alone, is forgetting to eat, has mobility challenges, needs supervision but not locked memory care, is becoming isolated and declining at home. This is the stage where staying home often becomes risky. Not impossible, but risky. Assisted living costs more than independent living. Why? Because staffing costs increase. There are nurses on site, care staff available, medication management systems. Costs increase depending on care levels needed. The more help required, the higher the monthly cost. It's still typically less than memory care, but this is where families start feeling financial pressure. Common misconception number two: assisted living is basically a nursing home. No, that's outdated thinking. Modern assisted living communities often feel more like upscale apartments with support. They're not hospitals. They're structured independence with help available. Huge difference. Memory care is when safety is a priority. Memory care is specifically for seniors with Alzheimer's, dementia, significant cognitive impairment, wandering risk, behavioral changes. This environment is structured and secure. Doors are monitored. Layouts are simplified. Staff is specially trained in memory-related care. This is not about convenience. This is about safety. Who is memory care right for? Someone who wanders, forgets how to use appliances, leaves doors open, becomes disoriented, has personality or behavioral shifts, is unsafe alone for extended periods. Here's the hard truth. If someone cannot be left alone safely for several hours, memory care is often the appropriate level. Memory care is typically the most expensive. Why? Because staffing ratios are higher. Training is specialized. Supervision is constant. This isn't lifestyle housing. It's safety-centered care. Common misconception number 3. Putting someone in memory care means giving up on them. No. It often means you're protecting them and sometimes protecting yourself. Trying to manage advanced dementia at home can destroy families emotionally and physically. Getting help is not failure. When staying home no longer makes sense, this is the hardest conversation. Everyone says they want to stay in their home as long as possible. Of course they do. But here are the questions that matter. Are they falling? Are medications being missed? Is hygiene declining? Is the house becoming unsafe? Is the spouse overwhelmed? Are you getting middle of the night panic calls? If safety depends on luck, the situation has already shifted. In-home care is an option, but here's what families don't always calculate. 24/7 in-home care often exceeds assisted living costs, and isolation accelerates decline. Community often improves both physical and mental health. Why families get stuck? Families delay moves because of guilt, fear, denial, attachment to the house. The house represents independence, but sometimes the house becomes a hazard. This is where I see families freeze, especially when real estate is involved. They think if we move them, we have to sell the house immediately. Not always, but you do need a plan, and planning early creates options. Waiting removes them. How to think about this clearly. Instead of asking, what do they want? Ask, what keeps them safest with dignity? Instead of asking, what's cheapest? Ask, what's sustainable? And instead of asking, what if we're overreacting? Ask, what if we're underreacting? The right move is rarely made in crisis. It's made when families plan before crisis. So to recap, independent living is lifestyle. Assisted living is support. Memory care is safety. None of these are punishments. They are stages, and every family moves through them differently. If you're navigating this right now, slow down. Get informed. Tour facilities before you need them. Have the uncomfortable conversations early. And if housing decisions are part of that conversation, don't panic. You don't have to figure it all out in 1 week. Plan it. That's how to protect both dignity and assets. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.